This is a BBC podcast. You can get all our podcasts and our terms of use at bbcworldservice.com/podcasts.
Hello and welcome to World Football on BBC World Service. My name's John Bennett, and coming up on this week's programme with question marks over the prep as Claudio Ranieri leaves Inter Milan, we'll be finding out what it takes to survive as a modern-day coach, and we'll be speaking to another out-of-work manager, Rafa Benitez.
My priority is to stay in England if it's possible. No, it's impossible to stop people talking about this job or the other one, and the only thing that you can do is keep working and trying to be prepared.
So now we're going to talk about football management on the programme. This week, the Inter Milan coach Claudio Ranieri left the club. That was following defeat to Juventus, which leaves Inter looking unlikely to qualify for next season's Champions League. The former Chelsea, Valencia and Roma manager took over last September, but Inter have struggled. They're currently 8th in Serie A, 22 points behind their city rivals and league leaders AC Milan. It's all a far cry, of course, from the treble-winning season under Jose Mourinho. The former Inter Milan midfielder Patrick Vieira feels the decision to fire Ranieri was harsh.
Yeah, surprised because he'd been there just for 7 months. I think since Jose Mourinho left Inter, it was really difficult for them to find the right manager. And I think when a manager had a fantastic spell like that, been winning the triple, it's really difficult to find another one who can do as well as Jose did in Inter. But it's going to be difficult for the next manager anyway. So just difficult to understand why they didn't give him more chance.
Well, another coach who didn't last long under the Inter Milan owner Massimo Moratti was Rafa Benitez. The former Liverpool manager joined the club in June 2010, but he was sacked less than 6 months later. That was despite leading the Italian side to victory in the final of the FIFA Club World Cup. He's been telling me about the difficulties of coaching Inter Milan and his desire to find a new job 14 months after leaving Inter.
My priority is to stay in England if it's possible. No, it's impossible to stop people talking about this job or the other one because we have been here for a year and I think that we were doing well. So at the end, when the people is looking for a manager with experience in the Premier League and also in Europe, so at the end they have to talk about you sometimes. So it's important to know that still you are around and you see, or they see you as a potential manager, and the only thing that you can do is keep working and trying to be prepared.
A difficult week for Inter Milan, one of your former clubs. Do you think they're one of the most difficult clubs to coach in the whole world, Inter Milan?
To be fair, I don't know too many other difficult clubs to manage, but when I went to Inter, I had an idea, I was talking with a lot of people, everything was fine, and they changed things. Little by little they were changing things, and that was the big difference.
It's another manager losing his job. Is it more difficult than ever to be a football manager at the moment?
No, to be fair, it's, in the top side it's normal you are under pressure, but each club has his own ideas, and in this case, okay, they have changed managers, and the people can realise now when I was talking about what was going on, maybe I was right.
That's Rafa Benitez. Well, 36-year-old Andrea Stramaccioni has taken charge of Inter until the end of the season. He's been promoted from his role of youth coach. Lutz Pfannenstiel is with us on World Football this week. Lutz, Inter keep changing their coaches, they keep changing their managers. That's surely not sustainable. That doesn't bring success.
Yeah, definitely. But I mean, the pressure I think Inter Milan has, or the manager has, is always there. And it's always difficult to come after Mourinho. I mean, he's just basically the guy who always leaves a big gap. I mean, same as it was in Chelsea, now as well as in Inter Milan. I think he leaves Real Madrid very soon. Maybe will be the same thing there. But I don't agree with Benitez about that it's one of the most difficult teams to manage. I think it's much more difficult to manage Wycombe Wanderers than, for example, Inter Milan, because what kind of players do you have? I mean, he has a big budget, he has a good infrastructure, and he has lots of good players. So I think the big coaches, they take a little bit things for granted, I think, and really if you're coaching a smaller team, things are definitely not easier.
That's all we've got time for, I'm afraid. Remember, if you want to download the programme, just go to our website, bbcworldservice.com/sport, and follow the links to the World Football page. You can also find us on Twitter as well. We're at WS World Football. And always remember, world service, world football.